Hey everyone, welcome back to The Real 411. I'm Dr. Chelsea McGee, and today we're talking about a decision that's got a lot of people fired up, maybe even a little riled. The NAACP has just broken a 75-year tradition by not inviting President Trump to its 116th National Convention. That's right, from Trump to Obama to Biden, every sitting president has been invited until now. And this isn't just a snub for the sake of headlines. There's a lot more going on here. And it's about civil rights, democracy, and honestly, who gets a seat at the table. We're going to dig into why this matters, what it signals for the future of civil rights in 2025, and how it connects to other fights, like the environmental justice battle happening right now in Memphis. If you have been listening to this show, you know we don't just stop at the headlines. We connect the dots. Public health, power, and protest. So let's get into it. Before we get into the NAACP's decision, I want to talk about what's happening in Memphis because it's all connected. If you missed our episode on Elon Musk's XAI project in Memphis, let me catch you up. Musk's company set a massive data center in South Memphis, right in the heart of Boxtown, a historically poor Black neighborhood. To power this thing, they installed 35 methane gas turbines. Here's the kicker. They did it without any permits, not one. The Southern Environmental Law Center, on behalf of the NAACP, just sent XAI a notice of intent to sue under the Clean Air Act. Why? Because these turbines are pumping out pollution. Formaldehyde, nitric oxide, all the stuff tied to asthma, heart disease, and even cancer. And Boxtown already faces a cancer risk 4 times the national average. I mean, it's not like this is new. These communities have been overburdened for decades. Oil refineries, steel mills, you name it. I remember doing my residency in Memphis, working in clinics, seeing kids with asthma attacks every week. We'd treat them, send them home, and they'd be back a week later. It was like a revolving door. Now, with XAI's turbines running full blast, it's just more of the same. Big corporations treating Black neighborhoods like they're invisible. The NAACP is not having it. They're fighting back. And honestly, it's about time. Let's talk about this convention. For 116 years, the NAACP has invited every sitting president. Democrat, Republican, didn't matter. Harry Truman was the first back in 1947. Even presidents who clashed with the NAACP's mission, like Reagan or George W. Bush, showed up. But this year, Derek Johnson, NAACP's president, said enough is enough. He laid it out. Trump's actions on civil rights, democracy, and especially his rollbacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion are just too much. Johnson said, and I'm paraphrasing here, this isn't about party. Our mission is to advance civil rights, and the current president's mission is to eliminate them.
The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People President Derek Johnson says not inviting President Donald Trump to the National Convention was not based on political affiliation.
We would look really hypocritical by inviting him to allow him to stand up there and spew such harsh racist words. It's like the mouse inviting the cat into the home.
Lexington NAACP President Whit Whitaker says the decision to not invite President Trump comes amid the several lawsuits the NAACP filed during the president's second term.
Actions are not about unification. His actions are about codifying the power and bringing the power to a specific class of people and allowing others to suffer.
Despite President Trump doubling his support among Black male voters last November, Whitaker says President Trump's language is intentionally divisive. He says this is what separates him from Republican presidents George W. Bush and Ronald Reagan, who struggled to win over Black Americans.
One could say that their intent was not purely from a racist perspective, even though some of the policies, some of the verbiage could be questionable.
Whitaker says the No Kings protests throughout the nation were a testament to many people's disagreement with the Trump administration.
And we have encouraged people to make their voices be heard. Don't stand back, hide in the shadows.
Whitaker says the NAACP will continue to stand up for not only Black people, but all marginalized groups.
The White House fired back, accusing the NAACP of promoting hate and division. They say Trump is focused on uniting the country, but let's be real, this is about more than a speech. The NAACP is drawing a line in the sand, and they're doing it at a time when Trump's support among Black men is actually rising. Some polls say he's doubled his share of Black voters since 2020, especially younger Black men. So what does this mean for the NAACP's mission, for its relationship with Black voters? I don't have all the answers, but I know this: you can't claim to stand for civil rights and invite someone actively working against them. That's not how you build trust or power. And this isn't just about the convention. The NAACP is deep in the trenches, legally and politically. They're fighting Trump-era policies that target DEI, voting rights, and even the Department of Education. They filed lawsuits to block the administration from cutting funding to schools with DEI programs. They're challenging executive orders designed to roll back decades of civil rights progress. And then there's the SAVE Act, this so-called election integrity law, requiring passports or birth certificates to register to vote. Sounds neutral, but in practice, it disenfranchises millions, especially in communities of color. The NAACP wants the convention to be a safe space, not just a slogan, a real commitment to multiracial democracy. I'll follow these lawsuits closely, not just as a doctor, but as an advocate. I remember one case. It was about Medicaid access and hospital closures in the South. The stakes were personal. Patients I treated were suddenly at risk of losing care. That's what's on the line. Not just politics, real people, real lives. And are we going to let these rollbacks stand? If today's episode helped you see the bigger picture, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And share this with someone who still thinks the NAACP is just about speeches and photo ops, because it's about power. It's about resistance, and it's about legacy. We'll keep following these stories, connecting the dots, asking the hard questions. Remember, the real 411, because the story is never just a headline. See you next time.